does that still say? Yeah, that should be all good. I don't know why it says that. Yeah, it says, let's see, Planet Zoo. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Okay, that says Planet Zoo, but I don't know why over... Oh wait, that's also what I want to check. Oh, that's why. Alright, wait, hold on. Oh, let's change that. That way, like, people can actually find me. Okay, there we go. Save. Alright. Let's see here. Why does that now say... Go to the... Why does that say no? Okay. I'm gonna have to edit that. I'm not gonna spend all stream messing with everything. Let's get over. Okay. Here. Let's go ahead and do. Let's start with the campaign so we know what we're doing. And then, hopefully the audio is okay. Hopefully the audio is okay. Oh wait, microphone audio. There we go. That should be okay now. Excuse me. Alright, that should be fine. That should also be fine. Oh.
Welcome to Madagascar. It's quite the change of scenery from dreary old England, huh? Apart from the weather, I suppose.
I'm gonna do the Goodwin house again. So let's go ahead and wait for... I mean, I'll do Madagascar. We're not going to get to all animals in this stream, I don't think. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Literally, is this first part of the camp. Actually, this first mission should be titled, instead of the Goodwin House, this first part should be titled Lions and Tigers and Bears, oh my. We're literally seeing everything. I am getting an idea of what needs to be done. So, excuse me. I am gonna leave a link. I have a couple Discord servers I'm in.
Heyo at Hematu. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I have a habit of slipping back into the Planko language. It's good to finally meet you in person. I'm Bernard, although I insist you call me Bernie. The only person who calls me Bernard is my wife. And even then, only when I've tracked elephant dung into the carpets.
Ha! Seems legit.
As you know, I own several zoos, but I always like to show people the ropes here at my home. This is the first zoo I ever opened, and a source of great pride for me. And prides, thanks to a lion breeding program we ran in the 80s. But we're in the middle of a big renovation, and that's where you come in. Sadly,
Oh, goody.
our old contractor had to retire after developing a fur allergy. Poor devil kept sneezing his dentures into the lion habitat. So, it's up to you to finish everything off.
Oh, great. Throw me
Don't
into the
worry,
deep
though.
end, why don't you?
I'm not completely throwing you into the deep end.
Oh, thank God.
My head keeper, Nancy Jones, will be lending a helping hand.
I was gonna say, don't
She's
throw me
a
into the
hard
deep end
worker,
right now.
And she'll expect
Oh,
you
there's
to be
timber
too.
wolves.
But I'm sure you'll get along like a house on fire, or even better.
I'm sure we'll
one
see
that
them
isn't on
eventually.
fire. Less shouting that way.
Hello there. From that rosy, fresh face of yours, I'm guessing you're Bernie's new hire. Good. Now, I hope you're ready to ditch your diploma because we're about to get really hands-on. But before we begin the real work, how about we familiarize you with the zoo by learning how to fly around it
Oh,
and
good.
visiting some of our beautiful animals. We'll start by popping over and having a look-see at the grizzly bears in their habitat. Did you know that grizzly bears, also known as Ursus arctos horribilis, can hibernate for up to 7 months a year? Oh, but then again, given the chance, I think a lot of people would do that too. Select one of the bears and you'll bring up its information panel.
Okay.
This is where you can find out all kinds of information about your animal. The most important thing being its overall welfare. You'll learn more about animal welfare today as we go through your objectives. But for now, let's enjoy this magnificent animal. Why don't you select the camera at the bottom of its information panel?
Okay. So select the camera.
See now, this is a fantastic way to get a close look at your animals. You can also get this view of an animal by simply double-clicking on it. Okay, when you're ready, let's pop over to the other side of the zoo and take a look at the lions. I've marked their location for you to find. Panthera leo, or the West African lion to you and me. Lions are the most social of the big cats, and there can be as many as 40 lions in a pride, although prides of that size are pretty rare. As Bernie would say, those lions are awesome, which is precisely why I handle the training instead these days. Anyway, how about we get started on those objectives? Come on, let's head over to an empty habitat and see what needs doing there.
Okay, this is where the real work begins. Warthog.
As you can see, it's a lovely space for animals, but it's missing a certain something. Well, two somethings. Warthogs. So I'd like you to adopt a pair of them. To adopt animals, we need to open the animal market, which is in the animal trading section.
Alright, we do have 3 people watching already. If you guys are enjoying this, make sure you let me know in the chat.
There we are, a pair of perfectly splendid warthogs for our zoo. Just click on them and select Adopt from the side menu.
I should
Normally, the animal
probably...
exchange would be full of animals, but I've emptied out the market while you learn how it works. The last thing I need is you accidentally ordering a dozen elephants.
Okay.
When you adopt an animal, it's automatic.
I'm going to take this time to pause, and I'm going to go over a couple of things already. So, for anybody who is new to Planet Zoo, I don't know what the player base is like, if mods are still being made for this game, workshops still being updated and stuff, but in the off chance that this game still has potential and still has a decent player base, there's gonna be some new players to the franchise. Obviously, the Frontier franchise as a whole, Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster, Jurassic World, I think is a part of Frontier. So, Planet Zoo. So, if we click on, I mean, we can't click on anything right now. The game's paused because this person's just talking my ear off. But this first one here is the animal
Typically
market.
placed in the trade center, where they're held until you're ready to move them into their habitat, which, as it happens, you are. So how about you move them into their new home? When you ask for an animal to be moved into a habitat, your caretakers will go to the trade center, collect your animal, and deliver them to your selected habitat. I've marked the trade center's location, so let's go and watch the caretakers in action.
Alright, so this is kind of your first task, obviously. First bar, obviously, is the overall welfare of the zoo, animal ticket prices, concession prices. Second one's gonna be your animal market, and in the campaign, you're just gonna start out with warthogs until you move on from habitat to habitat. The next time this will populate with animals is when we get to the ostrich habitat. Okay. Then it starts to get into your buildings. So, these are obviously different things we haven't unlocked yet and will unlock as the game goes on. So F1 also brings up the animal habitat. Number 1 brings up the animal habitat. Number 4 doesn't bring up anything. Number F3 will bring up the Zoopedia, and this is a Zoopedia of all the animals you have in the zoo. In your particular zoo, I believe it's full of the animals in the game. So this, when you're in campaign, is a good resource for you. When you're in sandbox mode, this is a good resource for you. This is habitat right here, different dimensions of habitats and what certain animals need. Oops. Okay. Then we start to get into info about the animal habitat and how many they can be housed with. Skills and stuff. Pretty self-explanatory. Not gonna read that. You all can read. The last one's grayed out for now, but let's go ahead and pop over to the where's the trade center? Where is that trade center?
Well, as you can see, those caretakers don't hang about. They'll move those animals to their destination as fast as possible. Of course, normally we'd have to place the animals into quarantine before moving them into a habitat. But I am assured by a person of good standing that these warthogs are in the very rudest of health. Right, let's get the warthog's habitat finished up so we can keep them nice and happy. You see, each animal in the zoo has an overall welfare statistic, basically how happy they are. And that overall welfare statistic is itself comprised of 4 different areas: nutrition, social health, habitat, and enrichment. Luckily, if you select an animal, you'll bring up their animal welfare information panel, which we saw earlier, where you can see how they're doing. That
So
way,
enrichment.
you'll know exactly what areas need to be addressed. Don't worry if that's a lot to remember. You can always check the Zoopedia for more information. Let's start by making sure we're taking care of the warthog's nutrition welfare. To do this, we'll need to place a food station and a drinking station. Now, each animal requires a different type of feeding station. And for the warthogs, it's a small feeding trough. So let's add one of those and a water bowl.
So I'm gonna place this by the
Animals also require stimulation to keep them happy. Let's add a lovely mud bath for the warthogs to roll around in. That bath will count towards their enrichment welfare, specifically their toy enrichment welfare.
I gotta figure out. Okay, where? Move it. Dang.
Oh, nice work. You've got a knack for this, I see. Now, our contractor had to leave in a hurry, so this place is in a pharaoh state. Unfinished thingamajigs and what's-its all over the shop. But the first thing we need to finish is the ostrich habitat. It's over near the hippos.
Okay. Before we do, I'm gonna put some more, if I can. I'm gonna put some more long grass in. Oh, I can't yet. Okay. Somebody remind me that warthogs need long grass. They need long grass and soil. Somebody remind me of that, please, in the chat. Thank you.
Oh, before we actually start building our ostrich habitat, let's pause the game. Just click the pause button in the bottom right corner. Ah, that's more like it. A quick break. Sometimes it's a good idea to pause the game whilst you're doing something which requires your concentration, because it'll stop the zoo spinning out of control while you're looking the other way. Let's keep the game paused while we get this ostrich habitat built. Okay, job number 1 here is to add a habitat gate before we complete the barrier. Every habitat needs a habitat gate. After all, how else would the keepers get in and out? Just make sure it's hooked up to the path so the keepers can reach it. Right, let's complete the perimeter barrier so we can adopt us some ostriches. I've marked out an area for you to use, so I'd like you to finish off the perimeter using the brick barrier.
Okay. Start kind of curving it this way, because I kind of want it to be able how close is that? People aren't gonna really be able to.
Good work. Remember, before you can place animals in any habitat, it has to have a full loop of connected barrier. Now, you've probably noticed that guests can't actually see into this habitat at the moment. At least not without a stepladder. But seeing as they're banned, I'd like you to select a piece of barrier and swap out the brick for a glass barrier, so the guests can see in.
Okay. That'll be fine.
There we go. Adding in more windows gives guests even more opportunities to see the animals in a habitat. It's always best to make sure the guests can get a good view into a habitat from the path they're walking on, because it makes them happy, and because this would be a pretty terrible zoo if they couldn't. The last thing we need to do is to add a donation box. You see, when guests enjoy the view of an animal, they'll make a donation. Just make sure you put them in easy-to-reach places, like near a viewing point. Donation boxes are one of the main sources of income for the zoo, so make sure you remember them. Now, before we adopt our ostriches, you should click the play button. After all, if the game's paused, then so are our caretakers, which will make it a bit tricky for them to deliver the ostriches, eh? By the way, as well as pausing the game, you can speed the game up by clicking on the fast forward button. It'll run everything at 2 times and 5 times faster. It can be useful, especially if you're waiting for money to accumulate or for animals to be delivered to your habitat. Personally, I use it when I'm waiting for a brew to finish. All right, you've finished the habitat, so it's high time we adopted those ostriches, don't you think? Let's get 4 of them in here.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to the animal market, and as I said earlier, let's see, hold on. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, here we go. Dang it, what am I looking for? I mean, I already found what I'm looking for, but I wanted to explain something else. Oh, that's fine, I'll explain it later.
While we wait for them to be collected by the caretakers and brought to the habitat, you should get it ready for them. Add a suitable feeding station, water
this is what I
station,
meant.
and an
This is what I meant to
appropriate
look
food
for.
enrichment item.
So this is
It's
the
often best to place
finance
things
tab.
like enrichments and feeding stations near to the habitat perimeter, so guests can get a really good view of the animals.
Can I add... No, I can't. Okay. Okay. All right.
Oh, good to see the ostriches have somewhere they can really stretch their legs. Did you know they can actually run at 43 miles per hour? Oh, heaven forbid they ever escape. The speed camera fines alone would bankrupt us.
Well, Bernie certainly seems impressed. Did you do his speed camera joke? Every time we get an ostrich. So, now we've made the ostriches' lives a bit better, let's do the same for the keepers, shall we? To make it easier for the keepers to feed the ostriches and hippos, we should build a new keeper hut. Keeper huts are where the keepers prepare the food for animals, so they should be placed near to the habitats to make sure the keepers don't waste their time walking when they should be looking after the animals.
Okay, keeper hut.
You'll need to rotate the keeper hut to get it to connect up to the path.
There we
This keeper
go.
hut only has space for one keeper, but the larger keeper hut can allow multiple keepers to prepare food at the same time. Oh, but bear in mind that keeper huts and other staff facilities shouldn't be placed near to areas where there are lots of guests. Guests don't like seeing facility buildings, and it can affect their happiness. Negatively. In case that wasn't clear. Something that all facilities, shops, and a whole host of other objects need is power. And that obviously includes your newly built keeper hut. So let's place a transformer next to it, shall we? Now, the reason everything has gone blue is because you're using the power heat map. This map allows you to see what is and what isn't powered in your zoo. So, once you've placed your transformer, you can click in the bottom left to turn the heat map off. Lovely work. Now the keepers can start using the hut to prepare food, and thanks to where you've put it, they won't need to walk very far to deliver it to the ostriches and hippos. Let's get on to your next objective then. Bengal tigers. We want to adopt some, but I'm afraid there's nothing ready for them yet. Head on over to the plot of land I've marked out. It's not too far away. Righty, your next job is to build a habitat. from scratch. And concrete and glass, I expect. So, go ahead and build it. Just make sure that the habitat includes that big hole we've dug. Oh, and don't forget to add a habitat gate to the barrier.
Alright.
Oh, and make sure the guests will be able to see the tigers.
Yep, that's obvious. I'm putting... Oh, wait, I'm going too far. Okay. Dang it. Wait. Wait, did I delete... Hold on. Oh, I did by accident. Alright, so while we're building this tiger habitat, which we're gonna have to raise so they can't climb out, because these guys are climbers. Okay. So here I'm gonna switch over to glass. I know this isn't, yeah. got it. You're welcome. Alright. So, what we're gonna do... Should probably put a habitat gate.
Now, Bernie takes safety very seriously at his zoos, so we should probably make sure those tigers can't jump out of their habitat, don't you think? The way we'll do it is by changing the height of the habitat's barrier. Okay then, you should start by double-clicking the habitat barrier, which will take you into barrier editing mode. Great. Now highlight the entire perimeter of the habitat. You can do that by clicking and dragging the barrier selection tool. Now you've got all of the perimeter selected, you can increase the height of it by clicking and dragging the barrier height tool upwards. You'll want to make sure it reaches a height of at least 3.7 meters. Now that the habitat is in place, don't forget to put down a donation box near to your viewing areas. We need every dollar we can get. Especially as these tigers aren't exactly eating instant noodles for lunch.
Okay, I'm gonna put donation boxes.
Okay, that's the habitat boundary complete, the habitat gate's in place, and most importantly, the tigers won't be able to jump out of it anymore. I think it's time we adopted those tigers.
I'm putting donation bins kind of around the Alright, Bengal tigers.
Whilst our trusty caretakers collect and deliver the tigers, let's take a look at preparing the habitat for their arrival. We'll start with the basics. Add a suitable feeding station for them.
Suitable feeding station.
This time, instead of adding a water bowl, let's try something different. Some animals need a pool in their habitat so they can go for a swim, but they can also use it to drink from. All you have to do is make sure the banks of the pool have a gentle slope so they can easily get a nice, refreshing drink. There's already a pool excavated, but you still need to fill it with water. You should do that by going into terrain and selecting the water tool. Yes, that'll do nicely. Of course, just like the warthogs and ostriches, these tigers will also need some enrichment. Why don't you add some suitable toy and food enrichment items into their habitat?
I'm gonna kind of take out some of these.
Okay, it's really starting to take shape. Now, the tigers will need a shelter in their habitat, so they can hide from the guests, or more likely, the bad weather. Although, given that we're in England, you might want to think of that just as normal weather. Go on, add a shelter to their habitat. You can either build one from various suitable bits and bobs, or if you like, just pop down the blueprint that I've already built for you.
Can I not take that, but can I take... Oh wait, no, I can't. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, poor Dabs. I'm sure it can't have escaped your attention that the tigers look a bit miffed. That's because they aren't too keen on the type of terrain in their habitat. Select a tiger and bring up its information panel.
Okay, I will address chat in just a moment as soon as I can find a tiger. I hear them. Oh, they're over here, I think. Yes, they are. Alright.
Rightio. Click on the terrain tab. That way you can view the terrain information and see how they feel about the different types of terrain. That'll tell you what the tigers need more of or less of in this habitat. Okay then, open the terrain editing tool, select painting, and give them some more soil. Yes, that should help with the habitat part of their welfare.
Okay, short grass. Long grass. I struggled with this last night. Okay, These are rocks. So probably not what we're looking for. Okay. Okay. Painting. Careful! Damn it, we can try. do smell moisture.
Right then. All animals need plants and trees from their own
There we
biome
go.
or continent. You know, deserts, savannas, or Asia, Europe.
Alright. We will get back to things in just one moment. Almost here.
Sort of thing. It looks like these tigers need a few more plants in their habitat. To get a perfect fit, use plants from the rainforest and temperate biomes that are native to Asia. Although if you have to, you can get away with using just one or the other. The
Yeah.
tigers will also want a certain
Have a good
amount
one.
of their habitat to be covered by those plants. To find out which plants to use and how many, select a tiger and go to the Environment tab.
Oh, let me leave the front door open. M&M's. Press the share. And check mix. Which one? There you go. I smell moisture. Okay. No. We're struggling here then. Oh Lord. Or Boston. Yes. Oh God, Dap. Yeah, he must be. Otherwise he wouldn't have stayed where he's at for this long. Okay. So. Oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to click on it. Okay. Well, makes it easy. You're under your shelter.
Now, as you can see, some of the plants currently in the habitat aren't quite right for the tiger, like the wattle bushes. You can remove them if you want. You can find all of the plants you need in the nature section, and you can use the filters to only show the types of plants you want to see. In this case, that's plants from the rainforest or temperate biomes.
Now we can...
They say that good fences make good neighbors. I guess that's doubly true when one of the neighbors is a Bengal tiger. Still, those tigers look so happy that I doubt they'd leave, even if you did poke a hole in their fence. Oh, but for heaven's sake, don't test that theory.
Alright.
Let's head over to the Indian peafowls. I've been told that we need to improve their social welfare.
Yeah, once you get the hang of this...
Now then, just find one of the peafowls and select them to open an information panel. Then we can have a good gander at how they're doing. Although technically, I suppose gandering would just be for geese. Expand their social welfare and we can get a bit more detail.
It's all dark. Dark and mysterious. It's all dark and spooky. Okay, where are they? There's one. I think? Nope. Close. Close, but no cigar. Close, close, close. Where are they? Hello? Where'd they go? Dang. How can I select one if I don't know where it is? This is some habitat they got though. Gander and just be for geese. There's one that looks like one. Oh, there you are. Dang.
Now, they've clearly got plenty of space and they're not stressed, but it looks like their social group isn't quite right. So let's find out more. Click on the social tab at the top of their information panel to see what's wrong. Right, as you can see, the peafowls need their population to be larger. To solve this little problem, you'll need to adopt 3 more female peafowls. Off you pop to the animal market then.
Okay.
Good work on those peafowls. I expect they'll be delivered soon. But sadly, it sounds like our snow leopard is a bit grumpy. Let's head over there and see what's wrong with her.
Snow leopard. Can already tell what she's gonna need.
Just like people, animals can suffer from stress if things aren't quite right. You know, like when you see someone put in the milk before the tea bag. In the case of these snow leopards, they're a bit stressed by their lack of privacy. You can lower their stress levels by swapping out the normal glass barrier by their cave for one-way glass. It's not a cheap option, but I think they're worth the expense, don't you? This will give the snow leopards somewhere to go when they want to get away from the prying eyes of the guests.
Okay. So we are swapping... This is the one we're trying to swap.
Of course, when an animal isn't in its natural biome, it's probably going to be too hot or too cold. Unsurprisingly for the snow leopards, it's too hot. Even with the terrible British weather. You should help cool it down by adding some coolers to their habitat. But let's start by opening up the temperature heat map and having a look-see at the temperature in the leopard's habitat. As you can see, we already have one cooler in there. Let's pop some more down and get as much of the habitat as chilly as we can. Luckily for us, this habitat already has power, but you'll need to make sure of that in the future. Just so you know, if any part of a habitat is powered, then the whole habitat will be powered. You can find heat maps for all sorts of helpful things, so do be sure to explore them and make good use of them. It'll take a little while for the temperature to adjust once you've added coolers or heaters, but now we've got the coolers in, we can address the leopard's terrain welfare. You see, what the leopards really want in here is snow and rock, so let's make that happen. Now then, all of that should give you a pretty good understanding of how to make animals happy. So I'd like you to go and check on all the other animals in the zoo and fix up any issues with their habitats. That'll increase the average welfare of the animals across the whole zoo. And that average welfare is a very important statistic. Now, to quickly see how all your animals are doing in the zoo, you should go into zoo management and then into the animals section. As you can see, This list shows you the animal's overall welfare. So if something's amiss, then you can quickly pop over to them using the locate button. Right, I'm off for a cuppa while you make sure all the animals are well looked after.
Okay. So. Okay, do they need anything else before I pop off to another, enclosure? Closing the front door. Oh, okay. Back to what I was doing. These guys are fine. Let's go back over to the warthogs. Let's see, he's rolling around in the mud. Okay. Where's the other one? Okay. Enrichment. Oh, actually. I need to... Okay. Warthog. What is this? Can I preview? Tortoise. I'm not gonna adopt, but I want to see what is it. There's wait. Okay, so that definitely wouldn't. Okay. I am stumped, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna use a little technology to kind of help me out a little bit. Here, actually. Let's go ahead and see what exactly is happening. Okay. Okay, so it sounds like it wants more plants. So doesn't have. Okay. So now that we got that, what about this? 6. Alright, okay. So that's not gonna... Oh, I gotta pay for that one. Most likely a pack I don't have yet. Okay. I am tempted to try and put down another mud bath. Okay, so that didn't seem to do anything. So we need to keep kind of looking here. What is that? I don't exactly know what that's supposed to like entail, so let's see. Oops. There we go. Nothing apparently. So that'll be that.
Mob 10.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna probably have to come back to the Warthogs. Let's see. that's the elephants. Where are my zebras and elephants? I mean, my zebras and giraffes. Ah, here we go. Alright, are any of you guys getting Jurassic World, the third one? Okay, I wasn't asked the fire chief of first do why I was temp banned from the server. I'm in the middle of this though, so I'm gonna try again tomorrow. Should probably put like some grass right here. If you guys want me to stream First Do over on Twitch, or the Florida Project over on Twitch, since that's kind of like the only place I can do it, let me know. Okay, there we go. Now, let's try and get some... Yeah. Okay. Oh. I'm gonna go ahead and give him what was in his bowl. Plus a little extra. I stuck my hand in this water. Okay, let me give you a little bit more, Pedro. Hold on there, buddy boy. I'll get you just a second. I think I have one opened. Not gonna give him too much. There we go. He's been fed. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's plants. Let's try doing... Okay, and then for the zebras, let me do a soccer ball. There. Don't know if that's gonna help their social or not, but species. I know giraffes like tall trees. So probably something like that. Trying to find something with like leaves. Not palm probably might be a little too big for these guys. Okay, zebras want more short grass. Okay. I think we're going to leave the campaign alone. And I'm gonna do a ah, yeah. Oh. I also have my burrito from Federico's the other night. This one was good. All right. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna build this out. Okay, there's that side. don't know if anybody's gonna be still on after this. Alright. And then we're gonna build straight out. Okay, not too far. Because what I'm gonna do, there's gonna be this entrance area. I'm actually gonna build, this one's a little bigger than this one, so I'm gonna build Alright, so food stuff, staff, slash food, so alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. Staff's gonna go off of here. And it's not gonna be staff for the entire zoo. There. Staff buildings are gonna go right here. So, with that being the case, here's what I'm thinking. Build. Okay. There. Because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take actually no. Gonna go into buildings, so go into staff. What is this? Okay. And what I'm gonna do, what I'm thinking, is this is a small keeper hut. And then I'm gonna put in a regular oh wait, hold on. There. Keeper hut. This is the vet surgery. Is this the staff room? I could probably do better than. Okay. So what I'm thinking, I'm gonna go into trees. And I'm gonna try and take some smaller ones, most likely. Okay, that's our little staff area, gonna be hidden from guests. And what I could probably do is shorten the path. Well, actually no. So I'm gonna put a habitat right here. Oh, let me take out the habitat gate real quick. Okay. Yeah? Alright. Okay. For she who must not be named. My Lori. Detention. All right. All right. There we go. I want to All Alright. Okay. This part takes some concentration, so I'm sorry if I'm not talking right now. Oh, come on. Bruh. Alright, well, you know what, that's gonna be fine, because, I'm gonna place the... food bowl, water bowl. I am going to... No, not do that. Transition this to short grass. Okay. We're still paused. I don't have any staff. It's gonna be the last thing I do. So... one keeper. One security guard. One vet. Okay. So now, what I'm gonna do is go here. Oh, actually, no. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go work zone. Oh, actually, no. I'm gonna wait. Only because I don't have any guest facilities down. So let me go ahead and put some guest facilities down. So that wouldn't be, that's not guest. Here we go. Nope, that wouldn't be under guest either. Here we go. Okay, I should probably take that. There we go. Drink. I'm gonna do a gulpy soda and that right there. Okay. I also should probably put down a bathroom. So let me go ahead. Put that there. I'm actually gonna put a couple of them. There. Wait, no. There, 'cause I don't need that many. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm gonna need a Dang, where's the guest service? Okay, toilets. Okay. Um, what are the names of? Not Jackal. Um, yeah. Hold on. I'm in charge of treats. Yeah, I will. I'm not exactly let's see. I haven't played Planet Zoo in so long, I forgot what the... Good boy. Oh, I don't have an animal trade center. Let me go and put an animal trade center down. Yes, I know. I'm gonna. Oh, shoot. You know what? I think I put staff too far back. So here. Okay, I'm gonna tackle this later. That is gonna do it for tonight's stream. I might go live tomorrow in First Zoo, so stay tuned, and I will see you guys next time. I appreciate everybody for watching.